What's up guys, Kevin Cage here. In today's video, we're going to dive into some trading bots. We're going to be talking about the Ripple vs. SEC lawsuit and additional crypto news. Happy Friday guys, and let's get into it. So yesterday, Brad Garlinghouse tweeted, "The SEC wants you to think that it cares about disclosure, transparency, and clarity. Do not believe them. When the truth eventually comes out, the shamefulness of their behavior here will shock you." And we have Elon Musk right here replying back to Brad Garlinghouse sarcastically saying, "No way." And we can see how many retweets this got, so additional attention towards the Ripple vs. SEC case of Brad Garlinghouse with 6,000 retweets, even Elon Musk with over 2,500 retweets. And friendly reminder, this guy has over 109 million followers on Twitter. And of course, he co-founded PayPal years ago with Peter Thiel. It is not Peter Thiel. I've read a lot of Peter's books as well, and he was one of the first big investors in Facebook. And his fund, of course, is an angel fund, and he invests into a variety of early stage startups. And Peter Thiel's fund back in the day also invested into OpenCoin, I believe, which later became Ripple Labs. And also, we know Elon Musk is a mad scientist and a mad genius. He is very familiar with payments. He's familiar with the banking system, believe it or not, because when you build PayPal, I'm sure you pick up a few things in terms of the payment landscape. And I know we talked about this 2 weeks ago, but remember Elon Musk back in February during the bull run of 2021, you can see February 11th at 4:08 a.m., so this is a real tweet, and he goes on to say, "Frodo was the under-Doge," when he was shilling Doge, of course, even before Saturday Night Live. "All thought he would fail, himself most of all." And what's interesting is in this picture we can see XRP in the Bitcoin pair is the first token listed up top. Now we have Stuart Alderati right here, general counsel over at Ripple, and we have a big win in my opinion for the Ripple vs. SEC case. And not financial advice, I don't think that this case gets settlement this year. I'm hoping by end of 2023, but once again, I'm not an attorney. Over 18 months and 6 court orders later, we finally have the Hinman documents, internal SEC emails and drafts of his infamous 2018 speech, where he went on the news and essentially called Ethereum a commodity, giving Ethereum a free pass essentially. While they remain confidential for now, at the SEC's insistence, I can say that it was well worth the fight to get them. Now we have Johnny Deaton right here. I have not read the SEC's opposition to Ripple's summary judgment because it's not filed yet. But after reading Ripple's and knowing what the amicus will say, I don't believe the SEC will be granted a judgment at all. The biggest danger now is the judge says a jury must decide facts. We have Fred Rispoli, another attorney, weighing in. The first point is the SEC appears to be entering the final stage of grief, acceptance. I'm surprised it did not request an appeal on the email issue because that was a free automatic delay. True. And if we've learned anything since December 2020, the SEC is a master of delaying, when they should be a master of serving the people as a public servant. And I love getting all these different perspectives of how this case could go. And I encourage you guys to read this full thread if you follow Fred, and of course that rhymed, meaning that summary judgment is near impossible for the SEC to win on these arguments. But that also indicates that Judge Torres might just say she'll let a jury decide all of the case, because even whether XRP is a security could be a jury issue. I'm 70% confident Ripple wins at summary judgment, but one cannot ignore the not insignificant chance it goes to a jury. Anders saying, "Wow, I really hope it doesn't go to a jury, and how long would that take?" And Fred says, "A long time." Some federal judges take 365 days to rule on these, oh my gosh, but not Judge Torres, thankfully. I would guess trial starts 4 to 7 months after summary judgment decision if both parties' motions are denied. So let's keep our fingers crossed, guys. Next up, for Flare Networks, we have the CEO right here, Hugo. To be abundantly clear, Flare will be ready to do the TDE, which is Token Distribution Event. A TGE is a Token Generation Event. So the distribution will be coming next week. We are waiting on coordination with 100 plus exchanges, so the distribution is orderly, so that everyone that should get their tokens does, and so that they all get them at broadly the same time. And friendly reminder, I also replied the digital autonomous conductor right here, 15 initial distribution of Flare tokens no matter what. Then I believe that voting takes place for this proposal to determine option 1 or 2. So I did retweet this. Let me just retweet my own tweet just so people can see it. And I just want to go through this really quick. So basically, we get our 15% of Flare no matter what. So if you had 10,000 XRP during the snapshot in December 2020, you'll get 15%. So 1,511 Flare tokens right away. So we're getting 15% regardless. Then voting for the FIP1 proposal takes place. If this proposal passes, there will be no additional airdrops. The remaining allocation of all of these Flare tokens, over 24 billion, are going to be distributed in 36 equal months, so over a period of 3 years, to initial token holders who have wrapped their Flare into wrapped Flare and delegate to the Flare Time Series Oracle. Now, if the proposal does not pass, there will be 29 additional monthly airdrops to each address that participated in the December 2020 snapshot. And so you can see the exact ratios right here if you want to pause the screen. Overall, if option 1 passes and the proposal passes, it will essentially just reward those that actually use their Flare to delegate and participate a lot more than option 2. I know people have mixed emotions on this, and you have every right to. I know that this is the largest token distribution in history, and I know there's been never-ending delays. So if you're frustrated, I get it. I mean, I'm frustrated waiting on the Ripple vs. SEC case. I was waiting on XLS 20. I was waiting for Flare. I'm right there with you. Also, a recent press release, and this was actually shared by Yoshitaka Katao of SBI. Ripple continues European expansion, bringing the benefits of ODL to France and Sweden. Now that we have the Hinman documents, digital asset investor right here, think any of these people are going to have trouble sleeping tonight. Check this out. Persons from the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance who communicated with Bill Hinman May 2017 to December 2020. We have Joe Lubin, you have Mark Andreessen, Ben Horowitz, Chris Dixon, a lot of names. And also today, James Filan shared, the SEC has filed its memorandum in opposition to the Ripple defendants' motion for summary judgment. Look at this cool thumbnail of Gary Gensler versus Brad Garlinghouse. Small victory for Ripple Labs. And this isn't even surprising to me. Johnny Deaton, the lead plaintiff in the class action against Ripple, gave a declaration to the SEC. It's useless, however. He was day trading XRP. By definition, he was not relying on Ripple's efforts then. Boom, exactly. Also, we have Polkadot founder Gavin Wood steps down as CEO. Now, Gavin Wood's name is in so many patents and, blockchain, if you search like intellectual property, you'll see his name everywhere. And he'll remain the company's majority shareholder while also retaining his role as the chief architect. Also, some HBAR news shared by Coinman, the HBARbarian. Neuron World uses Hedera, so built on Hedera, this use case is expected to go live in 2025. The culmination of an 18-month government UK project where the Neuron platform was used to distribute aircraft position reports between sensors, drones, and aircrafts. And remember, maybe 8 months ago or something, we talked about some drone companies looking at Hashgraph's technology for HBAR. We also have Vertical Arrow's air taxi, and I was watching some videos on these air taxis. They're going to be insane. So meeting with the UK government as well, going over this. In Neuron Innovations right here, air taxis require a lot more certification than small drones. So we expect to see drones at scale much sooner. Our new flight tracking application will be live early next year for people to explore. Awesome. Also shared by XRP Marshall, sharing some Casper Labs research, and Neurogene Group at neurogene.com. This group aims to provide a common cross-border mobile banking, payments, and investment platform in Southeast Asia. We can see their partners: Casper Labs, Next2, Binance, Alipay, UnionPay, Visa, and WeChat. And this is an old tweet from me. Remember that UnionPay in China has surpassed both Visa and MasterCard as the world's largest payments and card scheme in the world. UnionPay eclipses Visa and MasterCard in terms of size. It accounts for 45% of all payment cards out there. And everything I just said is also sourced right here on Finextra verbatim. So Casper, next to Prime Trust and some of the biggest companies in the world. Surprise, surprise. I think the next 3 years are going to be really cool for Casper. And some of the biggest payment card platforms in the world. So thank you, XRP Marshall. Next up, Michael Arrington as well, celebrating Ripple's 10-year birthday with Brad Garlinghouse right here. Looks like a DJ up on stage. Also linked in the top of this YouTube video description is iTrustCapital. This is a crypto 401k and Roth IRA platform for tax-free investing and trading. I've been using iTrustCapital since January of 2020, and they're by no means a small company. Quick reminder that this platform, iTrustCapital, raised another $125 million, and they have a $1.3 billion valuation. This is a unicorn company. And the reason iTrustCapital is running laps around all of their other competitors, besides being directly integrated into Fireblocks and Coinbase custody, is the transparency. Right here, pricing, $0. So this is a completely free account. The only fee there is a transaction fee if you trade, buy, or sell. So think of iTrustCapital like a Coinbase, except for tax-free trading and investing. So there's a couple dozen assets already on this platform. You can roll over a 401k, and if you have an LLC, you could start another type of account. We have 403bs, TSPs, 457s, and I personally have a Roth IRA with this platform because everything taxed in the future will be taxed at 0%. So I pay 0% in capital gains by leveraging another tool. So this is linked right below, and you don't have to use my link, but if you do and you fund your account, you also get a $100 funding reward. Okay, now let's talk about 3 commas in the trading bots and a few other ways that I'm making sure that I earn passive income and I'm using my money to make more money. Once I develop a certain income stream and it is sustainable and a tad more automated, or as automated as I can get it to be, I will then use those profits to then fund my next income stream. As you know, the average millionaire, if the stat is still accurate, has about 7 different streams of income. So this is on 3 commas, but I actually want to shout out this gentleman. So if you go right on YouTube and type in Trade Alts 3 commas DCA bots for dollar cost averaging, go show this guy some love. This is Trade Alts on YouTube. And this video he uploaded over a year ago, and it's a 1-hour long video with a playlist of a bunch of free content to check out. Now, I don't know this guy, but I really like his content, so if you could, go show him some love and make sure that you use his affiliate links for 3 commas. So 3 commas essentially, and we are on TradingView, and this is linked in the video description. I'm going to go to my bots list right here, my bots watch list, and I'm looking at a variety of assets. And sometimes I'm running bots on these altcoins, and sometimes I'm not. I turn them on and off, and it really depends on the market. Now, right now, we're in a bear market. It's been over a year. And there are definitely other ways to earn higher returns. If you're really good with leverage trading or, a few swing trades, you can make insane money. But I wanted to set this up because it's extremely conservative and I'm just earning money while I sleep. It's not too good to be true. I'll talk about the numbers, and I think for me, it just makes sense. It's extremely realistic, provided that you're trading altcoins that you believe will still be here in the next 3 to 5 years. So I encourage you guys to watch his videos. He'll show you exactly how this makes money and the strategy behind his personal settings. So I tweak them a little bit. Sometimes I change the take profit or maybe the price deviation of the next safety order. But let's go through this. So what happens is I'm just doing small buys of $10 or $20 with a US dollar pair right on Binance US. So I connect the API right to 3 commas and it trades automatically. And there's a 3 commas application on my phone. So right away, I start the trading bot. It does a $10 purchase right at $11.57 or close to it. So basically right there. As soon as it senses that I'm in a 1% or a 2% or a 1.5%, wherever you set your take profit, let's just say it's 1%, it will sell immediately. So off of $10, boom, a 1% profit, I'm making 10 cents. Now, I know some of you will roll your eyes, but it gets very, very lucrative when you are running dozens of bots and you have your risk to reward properly set up and you have enough US dollar in your account that if the market crashes, you can fill most of those orders. So let's say that I was in a 1% profit or a 1.5% profit, boom, it sold. Okay, and then what it does is it immediately opens a new trade afterwards. Now, what happens if you bought it here and it drops? There's a 2% price deviation, and he shows this in his videos. So if it drops 2%, my first buy was $10. My second buy to DCA at a 2% drop will be $20. So it dramatically brings your overall entry price from there a little bit lower. Now, if it drops another 2%, you enter there. And if it keeps crashing up to like 50% or 60%, I just keep buying every 2% deviation. And what happens is your average entry price is getting dragged down slowly but surely. And there's volatility in crypto, as you can see. So the more volatile the asset, the better. But I also pick assets that are legitimate, that I feel have actual utility. And so it'll get that DCA, your average entry, down. And then as soon as it senses that you're in a 1% profit again, boom, it can sell all of it. So instead of a 10-cent profit, it could be, a $1.10 profit or $5 profit. If you have bigger orders set, you can make a lot more money. So I've been doing this for a few months now, and I'm playing with different settings, and I just set up a new account with 10K balance to see what I can earn with $10,000. So I've been doing this for a few months, and right now, on average, I'm making about $8 to $15 a day. And I mean, if you haven't noticed, the market has not been good. Bitcoin's price chart is very boring. I'm hoping we get a pop-up to the 200-day moving average, but I'm also seeing that possibility of going down to 15K like everybody's expecting, so I'm open to that. Look at this market. It's really not that volatile. These trading bots make a lot more money when there's volatility. If you're just going sideways, they're not making too much. So we'll see what I make during volatility or during a bull run. It'll make way more money. But this is just a passive way to earn a little yield off my existing holdings. And currently, I am taking profit in US dollar, but I also have other bots that are DCA bots that are just working on accumulating more H-bar and more algo for me on a daily basis. So this trades 24/7 when I'm sleeping. So for my example, with my separate $10,000 account that I'm still testing right now, I'm making about $8 to $15 a day. So let's take the average of that. So 8 plus 15 divided by 2, and we can see that's about $11.50 a day. Okay, let's be even more conservative and just say it's $10 a day on average in the month. So $10 a day times 30 days in a month, that's $300 per month passively. So $300 divided by my $10,000 balance, and that's roughly a 3% return in a single month. But how many months are there in a single year? 12. So right there, 36% per year with my current settings. Now remember, as my account grows from 10K to 20K, I'll add more bots. So you can scale it up to properly compound those returns as well. So instead of 3% every single month, maybe there's an increase. Instead of 3%, maybe the next month I'm making 4%. And I know some of you will say, oh man, 36% in a year, that's nothing. I can go, yield farm and do something else and make way more money. And yeah, you might be right. For example, with API 3 I'm staking and I'm making 30% APY, which means that this amount actually compounds. And looking at API 3, making 30%, that's pretty solid. And the prices are low. Do I believe in the future? Even if it goes a lot lower, do I believe this breaks $10 in the future? Yes, I personally do. And that's not financial advice. And higher fibs would be, $20 or $40 someday if API 3 does get successful adoption. So when I'm earning 30% of a token that is valued at $1.60 and it goes up much higher or creates a new all-time high price in the future, that is much more than 30%. And the same thing with the Casper price chart. Okay, I'm making 10% per year staking it. Oh, big deal. Well, remember, Casper's pretty close to its all-time low price. And we've seen, Algo do a 20x from its all-time low. We've seen HBAR do over a 50x from its all-time low. Do you think that even when Casper is at, 15, 20 cents in the future, that's going to be a lot more than just 10% APY? It is going to be orders of magnitude higher. So I also like earning directly in crypto with any assets that I'm comfortable holding for the long term. And the thing is, I'm going to make mistakes. There will be assets that I hold and something comes out and they go to zero, or there's a new competitor that just completely destroys them. So I still have a blanket strategy. I'm not holding, 50,000 different tokens. I focus on a few ecosystems and I try to study and know them well, and I just try to stay in my small circle of competence. So talking about those trading bots, say making 30% per year and potentially even compounding if you scale the number of bots you're using. So instead of using, 40 different bots, my account's bigger, I can use 60 bots. I can go to 70 bots, or then I could increase the base order from $10 to $20. It gets really exciting. And I mean, looking at the S&P 500 over the past 10 years, that's just under a 10% return. Over the last 10 years, that's just under 15%, but we've been in a bull run. And even if the stock market and the NASDAQ pushes to a new all-time high price, a blow off top, I don't want to risk all my money in the stock market. I actually am much more interested in this nascent digital asset class, and that's just my opinion. So I have some high-risk plays, don't get me wrong, in crypto. I'll still do swing trades, and part of me still wants to FOMO sometimes, but I like this as a set and forget, just earning some yield. Now, 3 commas is just one thing I do to earn yield on the side, and I think this is a more so conservative play for me when I'm trading, alts like HBAR, Algo, Render, Compound, Rose, Dot, Cadena, Atom, if I didn't say it already. Some of these are earning just US dollar directly with the Binance US pair. I would have done QNT, but Binance US does not have the US dollar pair ready. So that run up over the past few months would have been awesome. And then some like HBAR and Algo, I'm also running some bots just to accumulate more Algo and HBAR. So every time it's in a 1% or 2% increase of those tokens, boom, I take profit and I accumulate more of those tokens. And there's other things I try to do, like every 6 months, if there's a big swing trade opportunity and one of my alts went up, 200% and the other is just sitting at the low, yeah, I'll consider, depending on the RSI and position, to sell some of the asset that's up and put it in the other one. But that can still be high risk and high reward. So I just like setting this up. I'm going to scale it and do a few other accounts on different exchanges as well to test it. I thought about doing it on Mexi or KuCoin for Casper as well, but I don't like trading Tether too much. I like Binance US because it's the US dollar pair. But alright guys, be sure to check out this guy's video, Trade Alts on YouTube, if you're interested, and be sure it's this specific video with this title. Again, you can type in Trade Alts 3 commas DCA bots, and it's this first one, and it's a video series. It'll break down his strategy, and I'm sure he's always optimizing and making new strategies as well, so just go show him some love. So be sure to go show him some love, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate hitting the like button and subscribing. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, my link tree is linked right in the top of this YouTube video description with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.